got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's the guy that says if the weather's clear, can do, this guy
Welcome
says...
back to my channel on Vegas Stories. Now, these stories I put together for these videos encompass my 46 years here in the city of Las Vegas. Primarily, I was involved in horse racing and sports because I worked for 2 licensed Nevada horse race disseminators licensed by the gaming authorities to provide horse racing information, from the racetracks to the race books, required by law. So I worked for 2 of them. One of those disseminators also owned a sports weekly tabloid called the Sports Forum. It was a gaming newspaper. It came out, as I said, weekly, and I was a columnist. I did college football handicapping back in the day, and I was on a lot of radio shows and did all that kind of shit. So I got some stories covering sports. Now, again, I told you, because I've been here such a long time, some of these stories I deviate. They kind of like don't involve race and sports and type of things. And the essence of this particular story is going to be a little bit different, okay, than your typical story with the race and sports. So let me get into that. But before I start the story, let's push that aside. Let's get to my beer of the day. Now, remember what I told you. King Daddy's, okay? King Daddy's, 10% alcohol or higher. Those are the ones I'm looking for, okay? I'm doing the international beers, even though I tried a couple of those American craft beers by mistake. I don't want to get involved with that anymore because, I didn't know. I didn't read the can. I saw a New Belgian Ale. I promoted it as an international beer. Somebody said you're in the wrong boat on that one. So, I'm sorry, but, it happens. I mean, what are you going to do? But this particular brand, as I told you before, and these international beers, I'm spending a lot of time in the country of Belgium. This is a King Daddy. This is over 10%. In fact, it's 10.5%. Bringing this back because you got to give these beers some justice, okay? And this is a Parat. Remember the Parat? Parat, however the hell you want to try. It doesn't really matter. It's a pirate beer. You see the ship. We're talking about a really good Belgian beer. 10.5%. One bottle is going to do the trick for me. Going to get me the buzz without the bloat. That's what I live by at these days. I'm not drinking a lot of those American beers that I grew up with. They got 2 small alcohol levels, and I'm not doing it. I'm not drinking 5-6 bottles of beer. 1, 2 of these, I get to the promised land. You know what I'm saying? So once again, if you're going to drink this and you're a regular beer drinker, go easy with this stuff, okay? 1, 2, maybe, start having more than that. I don't know what to tell you, because you're going to have issues. You're a good, solid beer drinker, yeah, you can have more than 2. But remember, these aren't American beers, okay? These are nothing compared to what you drank when you were younger, okay? So the point is go easy on this thing. This is a great beer, tastes fine, beautiful color. You're going to love it. Push it aside. Let's get to my story of the day. Okay, now this is going to go back in the 80s again, so I'm going to go back involving my first job here in Las Vegas working for the Sports Forum / Winco, Wagering Information Network company. As I told you before, my guy was a big player, okay? Played a lot at Caesars Palace, went by the name Bill Bravo. That was his AKA back in the day, he used to gamble there a lot, So one day, the afternoon's a little bit slow. The newspaper is out, parlay cards are out, all that kind of shit. So it was kind of like after a Wednesday, but before a Friday type of thing, So he wanted to go do a little gambling in the afternoon. So, he takes me along for these things. I got to go be like his rooting section, as we go to like Caesars. I got to sit down at the table and clap every time he gets a freaking good hand and whatever, you know what I'm saying? That's my job. That's what I got to do. I got to encourage him. I got to I got to root him on to victory, so to say. You know what I'm saying? So the point is that my man he gets in the car. We're going to go to see, I think we're going right to Caesars Palace. I know he's got his cash deposit box at Caesars. So I figured we're going to go to Caesars. He'll take the cash out of the cash deposit box and he'll stop playing. No, he didn't do it this particular day. He's driving to his house, okay? So, I didn't know why he was going to his house, but he's going to his house, and he gets in the driveway of his home, a nice palatial place, gorgeous house, He said, you got to do me a little favor. I said, what do you need now? He said, you got to go inside. The door's unlocked. Okay, just go in. I said, what do you keep the door unlocked? He said, the maids were there and all that kind of shit. So it's fine. Just go in. You got to get the cash. I said, I got to go get the cash? Why can't you get the cash? Just go in there and get the cash, he said. It's in the freezer. You put the cash in the freezer? Really? He says, yeah, it's in a bag and it's in the turkey's ass. I said, what? He said, I put the bag of cash in the turkey's butt. I said, really, Chuck? You put the cash in the turkey's ass? Jesus Christ. And I got to go get it out of the ass and take it out. So, this is my job. This is what I got to do. So I had to go in the house. I knew where the refrigerator was. I went to the freezer, sure enough, there's a big frickin' turkey in there, and it was turned around. So, the ass was in the back. I mean, he wasn't going to turn around and show you the ass in the front. So he turned it around. So it looked like, the ass was in the back. And so I had to flip the bird around. And sure enough, I reached in and I got to pull out this frickin' frozen bag, okay? It had cash inside of it. I mean, it was a big bundle, too. It was huge, I mean, gee, it was a big bird. I mean, so he was able to he stuffed it in the turkey's butt. So I pulled it out and back in the car, and I get in the car. I said, Chuck, really, this is fucking ridiculous. And he says, no, don't worry about this shit. He said, I didn't want to put it out in the open, so I kind of hid it. I said, yeah, you really do a good job in it, but I'm going to tell you something, Chuck, the money's frozen. You know what I mean? He says, yeah, but here's what you do. He says, sit on the bag. I said, what? He said, sit on the bag. Okay, that'll kind of like get the cash from not being so frozen. So when we go play, we don't look fucking weird in there. Yeah, but in the meantime, I got to sit on the bag and freeze my butt, I says. And then on top of that, when we get to the freaking thing, you think there's going to be a little dampness down here like I walk in? He said, you'll handle it. Everything's going to be fine. I said, Chuck, I don't understand how I get into all these goddamn situations. Now I got to sit on a freaking frozen bag of cash. And then, we got to go gamble. And then, what am I doing with you on this thing? He says, you're doing a great job. This is why you're with me. You give me good luck. And now you're warming the money up. He says, that's a wonderful thing. I said, oh, yeah, I guess that's a great thing, too. I hope I don't have any gas along the way, because I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't my fault, okay? Hey, he started laughing. He thought that was a little bit of a joke. I was serious, because I was a little bit upset, because I'm sitting on fucking a frozen bag of cash. So finally, here's what happens. We go to Caesars. Here we go again. We're going to go to Caesars, and Mr. Bravo goes walking in. He gets his own little table there. We sit down. Now, understand, I got this cash so that it was kind of like semi-frozen, because, this thing was in the frickin' butt for a while. So I kind of like got a little bit defrosted when we walked in, and he reached into, he sat down, he gets the cash, and he puts it on the table, and they got to give him chips, so they got to count the cash, right? I mean, it's a lot. It's 5 bundles of cash, $25,000, okay, and they got to count it. And, and the guy's like, and you can see he's looking at, he's counting the cash, and every once in a while he kind of squeezes his hand like he's trying to figure out, probably what the fuck is this all, why is this cold, But, he didn't say anything, and he just counted the $25,000 and he gave him chips, and he started playing. So the thing is at least we got rid of that situation, okay? Finally got rid of the frozen cash. They had to put it down in the little, in the chute, and then later they count it in the room. By then it'll be defrosted, and it won't be that bad. Because I don't know what happens with frozen cash if you put it through the machines. Does it jam the machine up? I have no idea. So I want to be involved with that. Thank God nobody asked me why is the fucking cash frozen. Because I didn't want to go with the turkey butt shit. I mean, lots of really weird stuff, So then all of a sudden, Chucky's on a roll again. Here he goes. He starts winning, and he's winning. It's what he does. He does this all the time. He wins, he wins, he wins. You know what I mean? So he turned the $25,000. He probably had about $60,000, $70,000. He won about $35,000, $40,000 of cash. Now he's got a big frickin' pie. I told him, I said, Chuck, I don't know what to tell you right now, but your turkey ain't fitting all this cash. There's a lot of cash here, and you're not going to leave it in the case. No, I said, the safe deposit box is all filled up. I can't put any more in there. I said, well, Jesus Christ, Chuck, why don't you go to a fucking bank? I said, that's where people put cash in. He goes, yeah, but I don't know what bank to go to. I don't like these banks. I said, well, maybe you need to check and try to find a bank that you can feel comfortable with, because you've got so much cash here. Go make a couple of deposits. Don't put a lot in at once, a little at a time, and you can grow the account accordingly. You know what I'm saying? So finally, my boy Chuck, he kind of looked up a bank, and he found the bank. And believe it or not, it was like a starter bank here back in the 80s. I mean, it was a little tiny bank. So we're going to go drive now because he's going to make a deposit. My guy's going to go make a deposit. He's going to open up an account in a bank. I'm all excited about this. So the next thing is he's driving up, he got an address for this bank. He's driving up to the road, and the bank was in the front of a shopping center, and it was a beautiful bank. It was gorgeous. Nice little building sitting right on the corner, grass on the ground, picket fence around everything, It was a nice bank. I don't remember the name of it because, it's 40 years ago, but it was a starter bank. It wasn't a national bank. It was a Nevada bank, okay? So the thing is that we go, he takes the cash, and he's going to go make a deposit in the bank account. He's going to put some money in there and open up an account. So my boy gets all excited. He's walking up. Next thing you know, we're walking into the bank. Now, what I noticed about this bank is when we walked in, okay, there was like a little bit of an echo on the floor. Like, in other words, it was like it wasn't like the ground. And I'm thinking, like, this looks like a fucking trailer, I'm thinking to myself. So I said, Chuck, I'm going to go walk outside, get your deposit and all this kind of shit. So that's what I did. I took a walk outside, kind of checked the area a little bit. Beautiful picket fence. I told you, shrubs everywhere around the building. It was a little building, but sure enough, you know what it was, right? It's a trailer. Okay, we're talking trailer. Okay, in other words, a bank with wheels. This is where my boy is going to put $70,000 of cash in a bank with wheels. So I'm having a little bit of a panic attack with this situation because I'm going, fuck, does he know this is a fucking trailer? And that, it's a bank on wheels type of shit. So I didn't know how to break the news to him because, he's worse than I am. And I figured if I tell him this shit, he's going to really wig out. So, he got all excited. He comes out, he goes, look what I got. And he goes, you guys got free checking in here. He goes, I got this, I got that. He's all excited. He got a lot of little perks and stuff. So I didn't know how to break the news to him, So we're driving back. He's all excited. He made the deposit. He showed me, look at that deposit, $70,000 is in the freaking bank. So finally, I built up the nerve, okay, and I finally let him. I said, Chuck, I just want to let you know the bank we just went to, and I know you're excited because you got free checking and all this kind of shit and all these little bennies and stuff like that, but it's a bank on wheels. What do you mean? I said, well, it's a trailer. Fuck, no, it's not. I said, yeah, it's a fucking trailer. I said, there's wheels under the frickin' building. Did you see that? He goes, no, there's no. I said, Chuck, I'm trying to tell you, it's a bank on wheels. And I don't know how to break this news to you, but, I think you should be a little bit concerned about it. Did you do any background check on this fucking bank? And he looked at me, he said, well, not really. I said, well, you may want to do a little bit of check and make sure it's kind of okay type of thing, because you just gave them a lot of fucking cash. And I'm going to tell you right now, I don't have a level of comfort with this situation. So, we get back to the office. He's doing a little bit of research. It's not a lot you can do. It's not like you have cell phones back there where you can kind of Google everything. There's nothing there. You got to go, you got to do a little bit of work. You got to make phone calls. You got to go all kinds of shit. So my boy's a little busy. Well, here's the fucking rest of the crazy story, all right? So the next day I come to work. Now I got to go by the bank, okay? So I'm driving down to go to work. You know what happened, right? Do I have to tell you what happened? Okay, the bank's gone. The bank is fucking gone, okay? Oh, the shrubs are there, and the green grass is there, and the white picket fence is there, but the bank is gone. It's gone. And I went back to the office and I said, Chuck, you're not going to fucking believe it. I just drove by the bank. It's not there anymore. He goes, what? I said, it's not fucking there. The bank is gone. I told you that yesterday. It had wheels on it. He went, fuck. So he says, come on, let's go. So we basically got back in the car. I said, what are you doing? He said, we got to go find the bank. I went, Jesus Christ. I said, where are we going to go? He said, I don't know, but we're going to start driving around. How far can the bank be? I don't know, Chuck, but, it was on wheels and it had a lot of cash because you gave him the cash. So we're driving around like idiots looking for a fucking bank on wheels, Finally, we get on Maryland Parkway, and sure enough, I can't make this up. The bank is there. The bank went from that side of town over to the other side of town, and the bank was there. Chucky went in the bank, and he cleaned the account out. He took all the cash back out. And he told me right off, he says, look, I told you from the beginning, the money is much safer in the turkey's ass, okay, than it is in a fucking bank with wheels. And I said, well, Chuck, you got a point there. I guess, but, I don't want to have to sit on these bags anymore. So, I don't know what to tell you. Maybe you want to hide it somewhere else in the house, but the turkey's ass, I don't need this shit. And, I don't know what to tell you. I know you don't want to take frozen cash in the fucking casino. I understand that because it's a little weird. But the point is I don't want to sit in any more bags. Again, he's laughing. He says, yeah, but you did a good job and we got the money back and everything's fine. So, it was a little bit of a strange story. Like I said, it's not your typical race and sports book story. But the thing is that my man, I mean, he does a lot of weird things, but this was a true episode when you're driving around in the city of Las Vegas and you're looking for the bank on wheels that had $70,000 of your fucking cash, and it's driving around to try to find, what, a new parking lot that he can park its goddamn thing. I was a little pissed off because I said, you know, at least they could have taken the picket fence and the frickin', I mean, they got grass. The grass was beautiful too, but they left that corner to go to another corner. Wow, this was a little weird. He took the money out. That's the last time he dealt with that frickin' bank. So, if you like this story, okay, because I told you it's a little different, hit the like button, because this is a little different kind of story. It goes to show you what this guy was capable of doing. Not only was he a big winner, all right, but he knew where to put the money. I mean, he knew how to hide the money. I mean, how many people are going to look at a turkey's ass, all right? But I did want to tease him a little bit on that particular situation. I wanted to go in one morning and say, by the way, your wife just called and she donated some turkeys to the fucking church. I just wanted to, like, shove it up his ass and see how he responded to that. But yeah, you know, we didn't have that chance. I mean, obviously, I was thinking, I was already going down that road because, you know, I like to jack his chain a little bit, you know. So the thing is once again, if you like it, hit the like button, you subscribe, you get all the movies, then you can pick and choose what the hell you want, okay? I'm looking to increase the subscribers. I'm constantly out there. I'm promoting it as much as I can. Love to have you come on board and watch a few of these videos. I think there's some in here that are going to be entertaining. You know, maybe not every one, but you're going to like some of them because they're a little different kind of things that you've heard on, you know, in stories in your life. So, once again, you like it, hit the like button, come back, and give you, you know, a big hug. Take care. Bye-bye.
I got the horse right here, the name is Paul Revere, and here's the guy that says if the weather's clear, can do, this guy's